A shocking thing to find out about this chapter with Hinowa Ghost Crush is that Akame has been heavily nerfed. The beyond, like, conception of that, yeah, Akame is nerfed now, and pretty much we're gonna have to deal with this from now on, because she don't have her Tegu anymore. She can't seem to, like, just use that ability like she always just wanted to, so, like, even with the fact of her being cursed, so yeah, we've now got a serious issue on our hand if this war continues going on for the most part, because we had most of this chapter was dedicated to a big clash between Akame and Yomihime, and well, we're kind of like a bit grateful that like Akame was able to hold her own, because clearly like on there Hinowa was clearly outmatched throughout this entirety of this chapter and fight. One thing that they said immediately during as they were clashing is like, oh, you're clearly like me and all that. And to be fair, their designs, apart from that, yeah, like their designs and like her having a blade as well. And it's like, look, you know, she's clearly like me. She's clearly like an expert swordsman. We still don't know what these items are, I believe, in the series. They still haven't been really like talked about, and it's like, oh, like she's clearly someone that like had like a Tegu, was like had the same sort of like incident. And the fact is that Akame was fighting through her, and like she did give her a bit of respect throughout all of this. It was like, oh, I actually like respect you enough to like give you my name. Same thing with like Akame, and she goes straight in for like this attack using some of like her special like techniques immediately for this, like using something called like the Falcon Sweep in there, which is like creating kind of like wind pressure on there. And she was like, oh, I'm never gonna forget your name and all that, because you've actually been a worthy opponent. But turns out Akame was the one that actually was able to like fully beat her in this sword fight by actually like cutting her up a bit and slashing her out. And like at that we were like, wait, so did like, because at this point we were like, did she just got the potent ability in there? I know obviously like her original Tegu ability came from her sword, but I was wondering if this was like changed ever since she's like her whole body was cursed. So like it's like we find out that no, that isn't the case anymore. It is clearly through like the sword that she had this ability. But not to mention that like her entire sword just broke through there, and like we even got mentioned as well for like the first few chapters that I believe she did lose her Tegu at some point on there. So I'm glad that in a way, whereas like Akame clearly was like someone that was an expert with a sword, but every single situation that she was ever in for a fight, she was like, oh, I have this one shot, this one hit, one kill move. So every fight Akame ever had was like, I just got to fight off, like, I just got to get the one hit in, and there we go, it's done. And I'm glad that, like, though later on in the, like, Akame manga, they did change it up a little bit, where it's like, yo, people could do this, people have, like, interesting abilities to defend themselves from this blade. And then not to mention as well, like, now she's being fully nerfed in this series, and, like, she's got a problem if, like, she's clearly just, like, on the level of, like, this new girl who has got a Tegu, like, ability, clearly, like, where she has got this, like, Falcon thing, whatever she's talking about. And one thing, like, when we saw, like, oh, let's quickly go and get, like, all of, like Hinowa's friends, it's like, oh, look, let's go on there, saying, like, oh, let's go and get, like, Tabari, I believe their name is. That's the problem so far. I know, like, we're still very early into the, like, these chapters, but it's like, we really need to actually, like, give some of these characters some, like, actual other time to shine. It's like, same thing with, like, Tabari, like, even Hinowa at this point. It's like, I feel like they still need to shine out throughout this manga. And even, like, as well, like, the one guy, like, Hisame, like, who actually was, like, that really good, like, fire that like protected the general, is like, yeah, he's a bit fucking plain so far. I hope, like, you know, we see a little bit more of them. Although a little bit of this chapter was dedicated to, like, we got to see like what Yomihime was up to, and she's like, she's crying, she's in anger, she's like screaming, she's like saying my Falcon Sweep, my ultimate move that sends anyone to hell and all that. She deflected it like it was nothing, and now the whole thing's been thrown off. I didn't even get to a single head to make up for it. She's crying, and she's like, I'll remember your names. Next time I'll send you like to your like graves very soon, Hinowa, like Akame. So yeah, that's the thing we gotta deal with now. Yeah, you pissed off someone who's clearly strong, but actually was able to get away, and she like, I'm surprised she didn't just continue for the most part, because she just got a graze, and like she stayed a little around longer, then Akame's blade would have just exploded, and it's like, oh, I win. It's like, yeah, no, we're not gonna have that for the most part. And we did find out as well, like, that not immediately because of this, Hinowa and like Kisame are already captains. They just like got promoted straight away, because like, you guys are already good. And he's like, yeah, you two captains, yeah, oh, you're really fucking good. Oh, I would have not lived if there wasn't the two of you. And it's like, oh, here's a little extra bonus so you guys can have that for, like, your ability. And it's like, oh, thanks, Mirage, or whatever the fuck his name was. Like, he's so fucking irrelevant. And it's like, alright, thanks, dude. And then everyone else is, like, so upset. And it's like, you still got, like, a little bit of money, so be grateful about that. And that you, like, got lit. And it's like, oh, I didn't get a promotion. And it's like, dude, like, they got promoted after one battle. That's not how it fucking works. If you ever read Kingdom, that's not how it fucking works. Unless you're doing a big-ass campaign. No, that's not how it works. But you're lucky about that. And now immediately people are like, hey, you know what, can I join, like, your unit and all that? Like, you know, you clearly have some strategy and everything. And, like, you know, it's like, no, I want to know you guys. I want to know my unit. And it's like, oh, well, that's just going to lead to hardship because what happens when they die and everything. What happens, like, you get treated like shit and everything. So that's a problem. However, though, like, with the chapter, like, they mentioned at the end that the Tenro nations like invaded the Sokai and that their attempts at a surprise attack were like, you know, that it was blocked. However, though, like there is going to be a battle. I think it was called Kagabushi. That was going to be Hinowa's proper first campaign. See, like this was just a little scuffle. This was just like a little bit of an attack. We're now getting into an official campaign. We're getting into a proper strike. So that's where mainly like Hinowa being like, should have been promoted. I mean, I hope she gets out of this situation. I think it's silly. I think it was like absolutely silly that both of them got promoted to captain immediately from there. But no, sure, let's go in there like on there. I mean, I hope she don't stay with this fucking general for like so long because I mean he's shit and he just like pisses himself and shits himself and like also as well that weird ass guy that like fucked fish as well, that was creepy. Yeah, this series is just weird for the most part and just overall like so far I will say this is a lot slower than like how Akame was, but then again Akame's like whole thing was like, yeah, gritty, edgy, just going straight in, and I feel like the author is trying something different with this series, so we'll have to wait and see for the most part like what's going to be happening with this one. But I enjoyed the chapter. It just didn't blow me away, but yeah, it's nice to know about like this whole little thing that we've got going on with Akame, and then also well with Yomihime, setting some stuff up. I'm very interested in this first campaign, what we've got so far. That's all from me though. Thank you as always for watching, and I'll see you guys though next time.